This is a paid partnership with BetterHelp. Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? BetterHelp connects you with a credentialed therapist that can help you in so many different elements of your life and give you unbiased advice. Starting therapy can be hard. The right therapist for you may be hard to find, and some people just don't prefer face-to-face therapy as they may find it uncomfortable. The beauty with BetterHelp is that you can have conversations with your therapist via video calls, voice calls, or even just text message, whatever's the most comfortable version for you. To get started, all you need to do is fill out a questionnaire, and within around 48 hours or so, you'll get matched with a therapist. You'll be able to schedule therapy sessions that are based around your schedule. Now, if your therapist for whatever reason isn't the right fit, which it happens, you can match yourself with a new one at no additional cost. Over 4 million people have used BetterHelp to start living a healthier and a happy life. If you think that you may benefit from therapy, then consider BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/noblindspots. Clicking that link helps you support this channel, and it gets you 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. With the new year right around the corner, there's no better time than now to work on yourself and become the best version of you. What's good, my people? Welcome back to No Blind Spots, your favorite pod with myself, Haider. And oh my days, guys, listen, I want to start off with an apology as well as a thank you and say thank you for your patience. But I'm so sorry that it's taken this long to get back in the studio. Life has definitely been 100 miles per hour. I've got some guests in the studio as well that I'm going to introduce shortly. But since I last sat on camera, obviously the elephant in the room, it'd be wrong of me, guys, to not speak about what's happening to our brothers and sisters in Palestine right now. Look, guys, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think at this stage, whether you're Muslim, non-Muslim, whether you're a person that's got your ear to the streets in regards to politics and stuff, I feel personally, at this stage, it's too late to say, I don't know what's going on. I feel like if at this stage you still haven't gone out your way and done your Googles and spent 10, 20 minutes, watched a few YouTube videos, you know what I'm trying to say? Social media is flooded with what's going on, and it's an absolute... I'm just lost for words. As time goes on, the situation is getting worse and worse, and my heart goes out to everyone involved and prayers there as well. So there will be a link in the description below in YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Please do donate generously, and listen, I think now more than ever, we as a community, when I say community, I don't even necessarily mean we as Muslims, I just mean we as people with hearts and with people with eyes and a working brain, alhamdulillah for that, need to come together and keep on using our voices, especially people like us three who have platforms. We may not have 1 million views and loads of followers, etc., but using our platforms and our voices in the right way. So guys, please do donate generously. Can't get my words out.
No, you're doing
How am I
well.
saying it?
Generously.
Generously. Do you know what?
Right.
I said it.
You're doing so well.
I said it
You're
earlier.
better.
Yeah, I said it earlier, and I was like, I've said that wrong. So, you know the word I'm trying to say. And help support our brothers and sisters there. But on a more positive note, I'm back in the studio with some special guests. The first duo I've sat with, I was gonna say this year, but I'm gonna say the first duo I've sat with on No Blind Spots. Two individuals that, mashallah, I've been seeing for... How long have I been seeing your content floating around for? I would say, personally, I've been seeing it for about probably like 1.5 years, give or take. Absolutely, mashallah, killing it, doing great things, hilarious content. What, 25k on YouTube, about 130k on IG. Fill me in on the TikTok. What's the TikTok? Roughly.
87.
A humble 8, just a light 87. I've got the Oversharers podcast in the building. Clap for yourself. Guys, thank you so much for taking time to, see a little aspiring content creator.
What do you mean?
Like
You're
myself.
better than us.
Just a little, please sir, can I have some more? Nah, listen guys, I got to give you your flowers. I got to start off with gratitude. Like, mashallah, you guys killing it. 2023, man, chat to me. How's it been content wise? For me, my people know how it's been, so let's not open that kind of worms. But 2023, how's it been for you guys?
It's been a very good year.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah.
I feel
In
like...
terms of content.
There you go.
Yeah.
I feel like in terms
Content,
of
in terms of life, in terms of work, chat to me, man.
Oh.
Let's have a little roundup. Let's have a little aunties
Laugh.
catch up. Aunties catch up.
life.
Live, love, life.
them
Life
Drake
has
quotes.
been a bit depressing, guys. We won't lie. We always say this on the podcast. So we're
Yeah.
always, still always like just talking about
Peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs.
peaks and troughs. Happy
Peaks
sad.
and?
Troughs.
Okay, I've never heard that term.
Yeah,
Ups and downs.
Ups and
Okay,
downs,
okay,
ups
fair
and
enough. You
downs.
guys are so well spoken, mashallah. People say to me, "Oh, Haider, you're bare posh," because they know I'm from Watford, so they're like, "Oh, you're from the sticks. You're from the sticks. You're proper well spoken." But now I've met someone that's more
No, I
well.
don't think,
No.
maybe
You know,
her. I don't
No,
think I
no.
know
You
her.
guys trust
No
in
way.
it, bro. They're mashallah. They were.
I feel like we're just good at code switching.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay. This
okay.
isn't a corporate environment, guys.
No,
I'm in a
we need to-
t-shirt.
Give us 5 minutes.
Yeah, cool.
let's
Bring
start
out the
right.
inner. Are you guys West Londoners originally?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But
Yeah.
anyways, back to what you're saying. 2023.
So yeah, I feel like content-wise, 2023 is good. I think one thing we struggle with is even though like we do well in certain things, or like we're, let's say our numbers are good, or we're doing whatever we need to do, we always just feel like we need to do better. So we never
That's
ever
the best
congratulate
way, that's the
ourselves. You
best
know what I
way,
mean?
yeah.
We never stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
It's like constantly the next thing, next thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we just hit this on this. Oh, no, next
I
one.
do-
I do feel
We don't even
naturally
stop.
though, being in this line of work, because you're so on the go, you're constantly recording, getting on guests, editing, making the clips, posting them,
Yeah.
captions, thumbnails. It's just like a constant cycle.
Yeah, you don't have
It's
time.
very easy to like forget that. Wait, hang on a minute, I've actually done alright, you know.
Yeah.
I know, and sometimes I feel like maybe at some points this year, why am I talking about it like it's last year? But we
Yeah.
should have taken holidays, we should have taken breaks.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would have probably made us better for like the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think naturally as humans, and I'm not just talking about content right now, like if you're always in someone's face and you don't give them a chance to miss you,
Yeah.
they're naturally gonna be like, oh, they're just.
Yeah,
It's getting to that.
yeah,
It's getting
yeah.
to that now.
You reckon? So you, if I'm not mistaken, you guys drop twice a week, right?
No, so we used to drop twice a week on YouTube,
Yeah.
and then now we do 1 hour episodes, but we do every single week.
Okay.
So I think
Mashallah.
we've missed like 1 or 2 weeks in the year. But I
Wow.
think in this new year, yeah, it's
That's-
hard work. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a wow. 1 or
It's
2
a
weeks in a
commitment.
whole year.
Yeah.
50 weeks of recording, you know.
Literally.
Do you know
Wow.
what? It's crazy.
Ratings.
The reason why we're not dropping 2 episodes on YouTube anymore and we're able to do the 1 hour episodes is basically, should I tell you the story?
Yeah.
Go on, go
So
for it.
basically, like we were using my little baby 8GB laptop.
I swear. We will start somewhere, man. We will start somewhere.
He's looking at us like,
Yeah.
oh.
No, I don't even edit. Whoa,
Wow, you're
well,
really level
it's like that.
come on, man.
You gotta bring us in.
Do you know what I mean?
The money's up.
Where's Eric?
Volvic, get that in it. I'm joking. It's not sponsored. Rewind.
So
Wait.
we need
Cut that out.
Eric,
Cut
he
that out.
said.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
were using the little baby laptop, and then it got to a point where the laptop just couldn't take it anymore.
I was dying.
We was dying, so
Swear.
me and Hod went and got like a better laptop, so that's why
Big
we're able
boy
to now
purchase.
put
Okay,
out
okay.
1 hour YouTube
You guys
videos.
edit and stuff yourself?
So we do our
Yeah.
YouTube ourselves.
Okay, okay.
Well, she does the YouTube.
Yeah,
Ah,
but
okay,
it's
okay,
so
okay.
much harder editing 1 hour because
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
it's like you could edit a 30-minute episode to 15 like so quickly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
it's killing me.
But there's a real beauty behind the hustle. Like once the episode's out, and especially when it's out and people love it, you
Yeah.
feel like it was
It's like
it was
worth
all worth
it.
it. Yeah. What's the
It was
plans
worth
in regards to like
Yes,
content in the sense of is it
20,
something
24.
you're trying to make full time, or is it just a hobby, or like?
So I think we started off as a hobby,
Yeah.
and now we're trying to make it full time. Like we had a plan of like we were thinking
Yeah.
January, New Year,
Okay.
that would be full time. But we're like, no, we need to
Inshallah.
chill out and
We've
chill
got,
out.
yeah,
So
just got to see what happens.
we're gonna
Yeah.
see hopefully in the next 6 months. That's like
Yeah,
our goal,
yeah.
to grind that hard to basically do.
You
it
got it,
full time.
inshallah, guys. Well, even though you guys are smashing out of the park, if there's anything I can do,
Oh, don't worry.
Don't
After
shout
this
me,
episode,
sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna have
we're
a
gonna sit
long
down with you. Don't
come
worry.
on, we have a little brainstorm. But listen, guys. So you guys are famously renowned for your hilarious dissecting of dilemmas and questions and queries.
Yeah.
And historically speaking, that type of content has done really well on my channel and content that I've done. And I feel like we probably have similar audiences and roughly the same region of the world, people watching our stuff. So as I was saying earlier, obviously I went on Reddit, screenshot some stuff and whatnot, and we can dissect it. But before doing so, I made a little bit of a list. So there's a few things that I've seen recently kind of trending, but I saw something on your YouTube I saw the thumbnail. So if the answer's no to this, it's going to be a letdown.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched the recent season of Love is Blind, season 5? Please tell me.
Which one is it?
The one with
The most recent one.
the most recent. It came out a few weeks ago.
I didn't.
I
And you know
with
what? Everyone was
Milton
I
and
went
them,
out
with
oh.
the season before with the woman. Oh, I forgot their names now.
Like Jackie and Marshall. That's the last.
Yeah,
season
that's
I
the last
watched.
season I watched.
See, I've never watched Love Is Blind, so I don't even know who Jackie. Big up Jackie and Marshall if you're watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've never watched I've never watched 1, 2, 3, or 4. But then I saw season 5's trailer randomly on Netflix a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Like, there's no judgment. Let me
Let's
just try
do
it.
this.
Let me just see how it is. And I'm not gonna lie, that show. Like, I never ever thought me out of all people would
You'd
be
enjoy
like,
it.
hey, you're watching the TV.
No.
Just like, put it
Don't
up.
you feel like it's
It's an interesting concept.
Oh, he's
It's
a
a
waste man.
concept,
Oh,
but
why
don't
is
you
she
feel
chatting?
I know,
yeah.
but don't you feel like
Yeah.
the concept is like Muslims getting married in a way? Like in a strange way.
You know what?
I said
Love
so.
Is Blind is like that, you know.
Minus obviously like
If they didn't have a talking stage.
if they didn't have a talking stage and there was a mahram in the room, honestly, that is how Muslims get married. You don't know each other that well, like
The only
get
thing that I
married
find,
quickly.
the only thing I find weird about that show is like, they can still say no right up to when they get to the I do bit. The what do they call it when the
at the end.
altar? Sorry, yeah. That's the only thing that I found a bit like strange, yeah. But the Muslim comment you made is so it's
feel
so
like
spot on, because I feel like in 2023, yeah, like marriage within like the Muslim communities and like especially how like youngsters speak about it, it's so interesting to see how youngsters of this era, I say youngsters like we're all old or something, like we're like 50, 60 years old. Yeah, we got walking sticks around here somewhere. You know what I'm trying to say? No, but you know what I'm trying to say. Young at heart, innit? Young at heart. About all of us. I'm not being specific. Yeah, I don't need to be like, dear diary, today Haider said this. You know what I'm saying? But correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm noticing this. Yeah, is it safe to say that Muslim kids nowadays are eager to get married just so they can post about it? I don't know if I'm just being judgmental. What do you guys reckon?
Just to post
Just
about.
to-
Yeah,
Ooh, where'd you get that
when I say
from?
okay, let me kind
I
of
don't even
elaborate.
feel like they want to get
let me
married.
expand.
Just to say, I got married.
Just to
Or
kind
just
of like
for the views.
For the vibes.
basically for the
For the
views, for the
vibes.
vibes, for the and we created you in pairs,
Yeah,
and the
okay.
little with the ring showing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Like if that's your thing, then
But then the reality hits
yeah.
after.
But I
so-
feel like people forget, that like
It's a
like-
lifelong commitment.
like it's actually
Yeah,
for
yeah,
life. Is you know
yeah.
what's that saying? A dog isn't just for Christmas. A dog is for life. I used to see those ads on. I'm not. But wait, before anyone gets on to me, I'm not comparing your spouse
Marriage.
to a dog,
He's
please.
saying your husbands are dogs.
Yeah.
We say it all the
I'm
time,
glad you said
chicken.
husband and not wives, because that's the point of view. Raw, misogynist, anti. You know what I'm saying? Now, but I've noticed. Have you guys noticed that trend where a lot of people seem to be like very eager, so they can just be vloggers now?
I feel
and-
like they're not eager. I don't know.
Nah, really? You feel it's the opposite?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like even if they do get married,
Yeah.
not a lot of people are quiet about it. I'll be honest. So I do agree with you in that sense.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as like back in the day when people used to get married, like, and you just went to the wedding, you didn't even know they used to get married. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everyone obviously showcases it online.
Yeah.
But now I just don't feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like people are that.
Yeah,
You don't
I
think
feel
that
like
eager
getting
anymore?
married.
I don't know if it's ego. I do see. I'm not gonna lie. I see both
Yeah.
sides. I see people that really want to get married,
Yeah.
and then people that have had too many horror stories that are like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. I think.
But I
yeah.
couldn't tell you if the intention behind marriage was to
Yeah.
post about
Okay, you know what? I want. Let me be. You know what?
But don't you think it's cute though, in some sense, that because
No.
growing up in our culture.
Just straight up, it's not.
No,
But
really.
So go on,
So
I'll let
So
you
let me
finish.
explain it to
Okay.
you. What
I'll let
I
you land.
mean by
People,
so like
Terminal 5. I'll
so-
let you land. Go on.
So what I mean is, like, our parents and their generation,
Right.
they never used to showcase love or the
Okay. yeah.
image of love, like hugging or holding hands or
Affection.
taking a picture, or like even having wedding day pictures where it's just like them, they're just standing
Yeah.
stiff
They look
next to
angry.
each other.
Like a school
They,
picture,
they
just
look
like-
like they're
It's awkward.
fuming.
Say
So
that
my
again.
parents' wedding pictures, they look
It's
like my mum
awkward.
looks sad.
They're literally just sitting there like
bless
this.
her.
But
She's
like,
probably
not-
scared, to be fair. She's
Yeah,
probably
like
scared.
because she was very young when she got
Yeah.
married, and I don't
Mm.
know, like. Obviously, the way that my parents got married is very different to how people are getting
Yeah,
married
of
and
course,
meeting
of
now.
course. Yeah.
But like,
Was
it's
matching
true.
that.
Like, we didn't see a lot
Just
of
people
romantic
being
shit.
in love. I
Yeah.
never saw Muslim parents or Muslim couples I'm not saying PDA and start making out on the road.
Of course.
But what I am saying is just showcasing that it's a love marriage. Or you actually like each other. Or like you do these simple things. I think that's quite romantic in a nice way. That doesn't mean though that you've got to showcase it.
That's what I'm saying.
There's always there's boundaries. I don't think like I feel like you can. I feel like it's nice to show it because I feel like people need that. People need to see, need to be encouraged. Like I'm not gonna
that's
lie,
interesting. I've never thought about it from that point of view.
Especially from a girl's perspective.
Because it's
like,
a very
I love
beautiful
looking
thing
at love.
it's a beautiful thing that's
Halal
been
love.
done. They're posting about it. People are getting excited. They're like, marriage.
But I get why it's cringe.
Yeah.
I get why
No,
it's
I'm not
cringe.
even saying it from the point of view of it being cringe necessarily.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it from the point of view that, like you said a minute ago, marriage is for life. Like it's not just about like the wedding and the
Also
honeymoon
showcasing.
and the nice holidays. I'm sure. I mean, that is definitely a component of it. Of course, let's not act like it's not. But I feel like the reason why I'm so just wary of the conversation and raise an eyebrow with certain people's way of posting about it, it's like I feel like you're living in like somewhat la la land and a bit of like a.
So you're showcasing the good things and not, you feel like not the reality.
Not so much just show that you should be showcasing the not so good things, because that I would.
I don't think you should.
I wouldn't advise anyone to do that, right? Whether you're an influencer or a social media person or not. But I think more in the sense of like, it just seems as if like people have made it like a personality trait. That's the point of view that I'm coming from. But at the end of the day, I'm saying all this, right? But who am I? Like, if that makes you happy, like who? I'm just Haider from Watford.
Like,
do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just some
people-
random guy. So
I feel like there's people that are very extroverted with it that just don't care.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are like a little bit more introverted with it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I love seeing love. I love
Yeah,
seeing people
yeah.
are happy.
no, I love seeing love. I'll agree there, but
But obviously,
Especially
I can,
halal love.
I
Yes,
can
of course.
also I can see like the bad sides of it. Like I know that obviously showing too much good makes people envious and whatever. But
yeah, people ask so many questions.
Yeah,
and-
but
So
there's
right,
just
guys,
so
just
much-
do your adhkar and pray.
yeah,
for
it's
us.
just,
Yeah.
you just got to read your adhkar. Allah's great. I always
Yeah.
say this.
Yeah.
But another thing is, I just feel like people in the world definitely need to see more positivity. They
For
need to
sure.
see more.
Especially with Muslim
Especially in our
couples.
communities.
Yeah,
Yeah,
couples.
yeah.
Like they need to see actual they need to see
Healthy conversation.
relationships, healthy love, healthy
For sure, for sure.
conversations. Because it's at the end of the day, like I just feel like it's gonna encourage good things. I don't think it's gonna necessarily encourage people.
I saw
to
this
be bad.
Aki Ayman clip a couple weeks ago, a little while ago, and essentially what he was saying was he was giving a talk, and this clip was taken from that talk, and he basically said that he knew of a couple or a young couple. Shout out, they also went Kingston. Shout out to all the KU gang watching. Come on, bap. Apparently, long story short, he advised them to get married because. To have their Nikkah done, while still studying at university, so they can avoid being in a haram situation. And then they still used to like go on holidays and stuff throughout like half terms, etc. And then once
Are they married at this point?
so they got married whilst
cool.
still studying throughout university, and then after they graduated, then they had their wedding and moved in together and stuff like
I
that.
love that.
What's your guys' opinions on that?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
nice.
nice.
Yeah?
That's the issue.
Yeah,
They've had their nikah.
Yeah,
I feel like also,
yeah,
I think one of this makes me laugh, but people expect you to do, if you make your marriage halal, that's you and that person, you're married at the end of the day. Like you can go through life together, whichever cycles. You don't have to get married, move in together, have a baby, like generically what everyone
get a mortgage
expects
in
you
6
to do.
months, like
Like, do you have to do that? Also, the other thing I was gonna say is once you get married young, like we don't have the luxury of like moving in together or having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? Like we can't really get to know that person properly. So it's like, how are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Once you get married, go on
The
holiday.
reason why I ask is, but actually, before I say what I was gonna say, what's your point of view?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's quite nice. Because if anything, it's still, okay, they're at uni, I get it. They've got things that they need to achieve.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say, oh, no, wait until you finish university. But you don't know what's going to happen in between.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, what the brother was advising that they do is essentially a good thing because it's going to stop.
Avoid sin.
Yeah. So.
My 2 cents is, the reason why I wanted to get you guys' opinion is, well, first you're the guest, so out of respect. But I feel like, again, I promise I'm not just being the awkward guy just for the sake of the views and the clips.
I'm not gonna lie.
Devil's advocate
Devil's
for no
advocate.
reason.
My boy's in the room looking at me thinking, this waste man, what's he gonna say now? You get me? Side eye. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gen Z ones, bombastic side eye and that. Yeah, I still don't even know what that means, so I'm just getting with the times. As much as I feel it's good advice in the sense of like, if you can do something to avoid a is it unpermissible, impermissible? What's the word?
Impermissible.
Yeah, that word. I don't want to say it again. A situation. Like, I look at myself where I was at 18. I'm 28 in Feb, inshallah. So what's that? Let's just round it up, like a month and a half. Where I was at 18 mentally compared to where I am now at 28,
It's different.
It's a very different conversation. Now, I understand when people say prioritize, for example, a Nikkah to avoid zina and to avoid falling into certain traps. But then I think to myself, if the only reason you're not rushing, but if the only reason you're prioritizing and are so keen on making it halal ASAP is purely just to avoid, I kind of think to myself, like,
where's the self-control?
Like, bro, like, respectfully, we are humans, you know, like, we do have self-control as well, you know, because a Nikkah isn't something you want to come back from. That shouldn't even be a thought, firstly, but that should be, if it is a thought, it should be your final last thought. And you don't want it to be a thought, especially your final last thought, because of the fact you're no longer sexually attracted, or you've had your fun and you think, you know what, I met her when I was 18, I've graduated at 21 now, and you know what, this just ain't my cup of tea, but it's all right because I can just, that's the only thing that I feel when you hear these types of advices from these social media people, I feel like you have to take it with like a pinch of salt.
I feel like historically we've always said, like, definitely enjoy your 20s and stuff like that, but it's like once two people have made a decision, there's nothing you can really do, is there?
I wouldn't advise my 18-year-old cousin to get married at 18.
You wouldn't, or you would?
I wouldn't,
okay.
Personally.
Why is that?
The reason being that get your money, get your life, get experience. Do you know what I mean? This person, you might be infatuated right now. It might not, you know, like you said, but within a year's time, you might have a different idea. Grow up, you know, learn what you want in a person, learn what you want, learn what your rights are, what his rights are, all those things. But like, to this situation, if they're already in a particular situation where they want to be together, and it's like, if that is the only thing that they want to do and they've made that final decision,
then you may as well just...
Do you know what I mean? You can't stop them, do you know what I mean?
From that point of view, I agree.
If it was like one person was a bit like, oh, I'm not really sure, maybe I do want to finish my degree, of course you should. Do you know what I mean? It's her choice.
But also you got to ask them a question like, what's your 5-year plan? Like, what are you looking to do?
What are your intentions behind this?
This is what I mean. If at 18 years old, a girl asked me, Haider, what is your 5-year plan? I'll be looking at her saying, I can't even spell 5 right now. Like, I just did my UCAS a few months ago and you're asking me about 5-year plan. Like, I wouldn't know what to say to that.
I agree. I'd be thinking, I'm thinking about changing this uni course.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta give people a reality of what it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like people that advise people, I'm not saying getting married is halal, we do it. But at the end of it, when someone, like the person that you said, advises someone at that age.
Yeah.
You gotta give them the real facts.
Yeah.
Like being married at 18.
There's more to it than just do it to avoid.
No, of course.
You need to give them like the pros and the cons.
And
then let them make.
We're gonna be struggling together.
100%.
Right? Do you wanna do that?
Our parents are gonna be supporting us.
And another conversation, or should I say another comment, and this is mainly for young women watching this right now, like, girls, please stop glorifying being a man's, like, you know, a broke don who's got nothing going, and you're trying to be his like savior, and his like, he's a convict, and he's got beef with his mum, and his dad is in this, and he's just been selling this, and he's got no number plates on his car, and he's going through like a mad thing, and you're like, I can save him. Trust me, sis, you ain't saving nothing. Move on. I'm sorry. Give me your thoughts, guys. Am I capping or am I?
No, it's not. Honestly, we had an episode recently called "Run Away from the Jailbird" because it's what
a name! What a name!
Honestly,
this is part 2 of that. Then, right? You know what I'm trying to say?
No, honestly, no, I would not advise
Please
that.
Stop glorifying this.
You know what it
savior.
is though? I think naturally women like to. They have this vision in their heads where they feel like this is like the person that I want. They're looking at all the positives, and often that, like, the feeling of being in love or an infatuation can cloud your judgment. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but I just feel like also the feeling of being in love can make you do too much. It will make you feel like you need to start patching things up, mummying him, doing this, doing that before you're even a wife.
Making justifications for shit
for
behaviour.
Exactly.
For sure.
And I just think women just need to sit back, relax, and let men do what they're supposed to
I think
do.
it goes back to what you said about know your rights. And I think knowing your rights is more than just literally like doing this or not doing it. I think it even goes to the further foundation of like, why God has made us men, why has God made us women, why are we brothers, why are we mothers, why are we sisters, why are we, do you get me? I don't know what's going on my hands right now, I'm just dancing around right now. But guys, should we start with the dilemmas? The title is I hate living with my in-laws. I, 25 female, have been married to my husband, 26 male, for over a year now. We got married in a hurry without much money. I lived at home for a year while we sorted things out. After a year, not much had changed, but I left my job in the city I lived in and moved in with my husband and my in-laws. It's been about 4 months now, and I hate living here. It's only my mother-in-law and brother-in-law, but it feels like hell. It's completely different to what life was like at home with my family. No one is obviously mean or abusive towards me, and they're outwardly okay, but there's no connection there whatsoever. I feel isolated. The environment feels constantly hostile, and I feel stuck in this small little town where my freedom is limited and nothing is how I wanted it to be. As I read further, because it's quite long, let me read. Okay, this bit here is interesting about I want to be able to move freely in my house. I feel like I can't even leave my room without something happening. Even my brother-in-law sees me in a towel, brackets, I'm a hijabi, it was mortifying. And I get told off for making tea. I can't cook my own food or do my own laundry properly. I didn't even have a key for ages. I can't do anything. I want to unalive, in all honesty. I'm mortified living here. I feel like trigger warning, sorry about that. I want to unalive, in all honesty. I'm mortified living here. I feel like my only option is to just go back home until we can afford something of our own, but that would just cause more issues. Help. What do I do?
Oh God, this one's difficult.
I don't know why was serious. That means her mental health's been affected for ages.
So she's been there for 4 months.
That's what she said. Yeah, 4 months. Let me just double check.
How old is she?
She's 25 and her husband's 26.
Do you know what it is? I can see the benefits of living at the in-laws.
4 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the benefits of living with your in-laws. Like I know cost of living and all of that. You can save money. You've got like, do you know what I mean? There's also like the lack of freedom bit, which is quite sad. Like I didn't know, because sometimes I think we've had a scenario where we've had sisters that are living with in-laws that just were struggling with it as well. Yeah. Like I just feel like the negatives kind of for like newly married women are outweighing the positive, because the positive thing only comes having lived with them for quite some time. Do you know what I mean? It comes at the end.
Oh, okay. Like once you've had kids and then help.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, now we can put a deposit down for a house, whatever people tend to do after they.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a hard one.
I'm not gonna lie. Why don't she chat to her husband? Why doesn't if she's like, what makes me sad is that she's so unhappy that she wants to unalive herself.
Yeah,
that's quite serious.
That's concerning.
Do you know what I mean? So that means that tells me she's not telling him, or even if they're conversating about it, like, why is he? I think she should speak to him about it, talk about it openly, and then I think he needs to chat to the family a little bit. Like,
yeah, because he's the one person that's standing between her and the family. She's obviously too shy. She can't leave the room. What's he doing?
Yeah, he needs to help her.
I feel like this is very like a culture versus religion type of situation. Yeah. I feel like unfortunately coming from South Asia, not that being South Asian is unfortunate, but unfortunately I've seen a lot of these types of situations from similar communities. A lot of my close friends are from, for example, Middle Eastern and Arab backgrounds. And for them, the conversation of their wife living at home and the daughter-in-law, living with in-laws, etc., I realized over time, it's not even a thing. Like, it's not, even if they've got a massive house and they've got more than enough room, I've noticed in certain communities, it's not even a conversation, which is, well, it's neither good or bad. It depends on your preferences. But my advice is this, and it may be a bit harsh coming from, because obviously, I think naturally as men, we can be a bit more like logical than emotional. And you're definitely right about why you should be able to speak to your husband. But I feel like...
Do you feel like men can't be emotional though?
In general, or about topics like this?
About topics like this, can't.
What, as in if she came to her husband about this?
Yeah. Could you not be empathetic towards her?
Wallah, you read my mind. If he has a sense of empathy in him and he values his wife's livelihood, then 100% he should be able. Yeah. He should be able to create a safe enough environment for her to be able to speak her mind.
Do you think they enjoyed the fact that their mum's coddling them for a bit longer, a bit too much?
That is a big issue that I see in a lot of communities, especially communities like the one I come from, the background I come from. What I was gonna say was, I feel like a lot of young couples or couples in general, they don't have the necessary conversations during the appropriate times, during the talking stages, even if it's a thing of like where families are still getting to know each other. I feel like you should be able to have certain conversations, whether that's about career goals, gender dynamics and gender roles, how much do you pray? Like, are you on the same wavelength? How do you envision when you have children? Do you still want your wife to work? Like, there's so many important conversations that I feel that so many young couples don't have. And because they don't have them early enough, in my opinion, that's what unfortunately brings them down. Would you guys think of that?
Yeah, I agree. The main issues with marriage is communication and finance. Those are the two big killers. Do you know what I mean? So like in this situation, this whole thing can be resolved if she has a conversation with him, he's understanding of what's happening. Because obviously no one wants to come. As a husband, if you bring your wife to your mum's house, like, you love your mum, you love your family. Like, you're not trying to make your wife's life difficult. Do you know what I mean? So like, if we're going to give this family the benefit of the doubt, let's say the family aren't even aware that she feels this way or she feels awkward. Do you know what I mean? And she's not speaking. Not that I'm blaming her, but if she's not vocalizing what the problems are, and her and her husband are not talking about it to like problem solve, then nothing's ever going to change.
That's very true. Yeah, you have to be vocal. You have to be able to. Yeah. But it goes back to, I think, from a man's point of view, as in it is and it should be a man's duty to create a safe space for his missus. Yeah. Whether you're living alone, whether you're living with your in-laws.
Also, her brother's living there, and like she's walking around with a towel, and he's saying that's awkward.
And then the thing is, I just think there should have been a conversation. When it was happening that they were speaking about moving in to the in-laws' house, like, I think she should have asked him, like, oh, like how free am I going to be in this environment? Like, will I be able to do this? Will I be able to do that? Do you know what I mean? Because she's gone into the house, she has no idea, she didn't know what to expect. Excuse me. And now she's like, I'm trapped in the bedroom and I don't want to get out. Like, how has it gone from being jolly, getting married, to moving in now, like, you can't even leave? Yeah. So, I don't know, like, I think you're right about having the conversations beforehand. Like, what is the expectation from me if I move in here? What do I have to do? What are the boundaries? What are this? What's that?
But you need to be having those conversations. Like, this is a lifelong commitment, guys. For real.
And that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about the whole TikTok stuff and people getting married for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. Well, not maybe the wrong reasons, but for prioritizing other reasons compared to maybe the things they should be prioritizing. I feel like when you realize that it's not all rainbows and daisies, and there will be times where you're going to go through hardship and there's going to be, you know, hurdles, etc. I'm speaking like some 30-year veteran that's been in the game,
man.
Got 4 kids and
no, even if you get married,
mortgages and they're going to uni next week, and you know, I'm speaking like I'm at that age, but you know, having awkward conversations in general when it comes to relationships is extremely important, especially in marriage. That's my 2 cents. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Like I said earlier, like, I can see the benefits of living with in-laws, but I just I feel like the negatives of it
outweigh
because.
Interesting. My next question was going to be, what are you guys personally, your opinions? Because obviously I come from South Asia.
I feel like in our culture we don't do that.
We don't do it, but also when I hear about these stories, I feel like asking a woman to live with your in-laws is basically like saying, I'm not responsible enough to.
But
no,
shots fired.
But I haven't got the means. I'm not responsible enough to actually put you into a home just yet. Like, but at the same time, should men be getting married if they're unable to have?
I'll let you land.
Let me do devil's advocate. No, you do. You gotta be finished.
It's cool. No, I can back my own. That's cool.
Because it comes down to. I'm so sorry. It comes down to, like, okay, maybe they have the means to get married. Maybe they are ready to get married. Maybe they have all of this. But like, getting married is all about creating a home with your spouse, right? True. So it's like, okay, If it's a case where,
Some
all right,
people,
maybe
okay,
we're
I'll let you
unable.
land.
If it's a case, wait.
He's
guys.
itching. He's itching.
I know.
I got the ammo, bro. I got the ammo in here.
If it's a case where
No,
I'm
I'm
not
joking.
quite ready to, fulfill
Yeah.
those things right now,
Yeah.
can we please wait? I get it. I see the benefit of it. But also, like, I don't know, like, is the mum coddling the child a bit too much? The boy?
The boy, you mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And,
don't-
like-
yeah.
I do agree with you because I feel like in our culture,
Yeah, of course.
we don't practice in-laws living together. And I think a lot of the reason for that is because we all live in London, we all live in well, not all of us live in council house, but do you mean the housing crisis in London is quite small. Unless you've got like a fully renovated, massive house that you could like build something, an attachment, I get it. Back home, I don't even think we do it back home. I think everyone moves.
I think a lot of people are able to move out when they
But my
get
point
married.
is, I see the benefits of living with your in-laws,
Same.
especially if your in-laws are very open-minded
Okay.
and they're willing to work with you and not making life difficult, not making life like harder for you in terms of the awkwardness of this lady. Also, it takes a village to raise children, and living with your in-laws, if you have kids, boy, that is going to be like a lifesaver for you.
There's lots of benefits.
There's lots of benefits, but I also think like in this day and age, 2023, if you're let's say you're like 28, you've just gotten married, and you are starting a life with someone, like the whole point is for you guys to like build on your relationship, to connect in all the ways that you need to connect in life, and like to be in a comfortable environment where you actually get to know each other, where you do the day-to-day, you pay bills together, like you grind together. That's the whole point.
But also away from like the opinions, the eyes, the judgment of other people. And I just don't think like being in an environment like that is going to be conducive to a healthy, happy home with just the two of you.
Well, that's just our opinion. And also for me as a bride, I mean, I don't know, like as a bride, I don't think I would feel, I think it would take me a while to get comfortable in my in-laws' home. Do you know what I mean?
I would feel a little bit like nervous for a long time.
Yeah, like you have to be guarded. Like when my in-laws first come to my house, like you're cleaning the house, like you want everything to be spick and span, like you want
You're
to
scrubbing
show.
the bathtub and they're
do you
not
know
even
what I
gonna see
mean?
it.
They're not even
Yeah,
gonna see
yeah.
it. Like you're putting unsi. What do you call it? Like how'd you say unsi in?
Frankincense.
Like no.
Oh, the thing that you light up.
The
Incense.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
We
you're
call it,
putting everything
we call
anywhere.
it
Like you're
agarbatti.
trying to, if you can't cook, you're trying to order food and act like you made it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Bro, is that what you're on, yeah?
Not anymore, but yeah.
Yo.
Back in the day.
In-laws.
No, now they know.
Do they know that, yeah?
But like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
it's like you want your freedom with
and,
your
like,
husband.
to be in an environment where like.
Oh, another ammo just got loaded.
Okay, go on, you hit us.
Alright,
Oh, no,
I don't want to
defend us.
interrupt. So you basically, on
Well, now he's gonna
22
cuss us
minutes
out.
and 34 seconds, you said, I'm being in the comment section right now. No, it's actually interesting to hear that because obviously we do come from different backgrounds and different cultures. So of course, naturally we're going to have different opinions. But I would say I disagree with what you said about it shows that you're not ready and responsibility and stuff, because there's certain situations where a guy is financially able to move out and start his new chapter with his missus, living separately, whether that's renting a flat somewhere, whether that's them both going halves, whether that's getting a small mortgage, whatever it may be. But for example, like let's say you got a single parent, let's say you got an ill parent, let's say you got parents that can't, for example, speak English, let's say for example you've got ill parents who can't drive and you need to be there to physically support them.
No, there's care and responsibilities,
So
of course.
I feel like in certain scenarios, I mean, obviously I'm not trying to like attack you on your opinion. I know. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, we're cancelling Haider. We're never coming back on No Blind Spots again. So of course I get the premise of what you're saying in the sense of like a large, probably not a large, probably the biggest part of a man getting married is the responsibility part. That determines whether you're ready or not, and obviously under that falls financial obligations. So I definitely get the point of view, but well, I can't remember who it was. Someone mentioned something about being coddled or something. What was that point?
So yeah,
He's
so
coming for you,
really
man.
No. I just don't want to interrupt, so
No,
I'm
so-
just going
so I
based on
think
memory. Yeah.
Like for me, I feel like if you don't let a
This
man,
ain't personal, I promise.
Yeah, no,
This
I
ain't
know.
personal, yeah.
But I feel like if you don't let a man lead, essentially, and do the things that he's supposed to do,
Yeah.
and then obviously you're bringing like your wife into a family, like obviously his familial home, so it's comfortable for him, it's nice for him.
Yeah, but it's new for
her, and he's got his mum, he's got his dad, he can talk to them, siblings, whatever. He has the benefit of those relationships at hand, but she doesn't have that. So I feel like, I don't know, in a sense, it's like he's got his umbrella, but she doesn't necessarily have hers. And I feel like it would be nice for them to have their own
Yeah,
space.
yeah, you got.
But what I
points.
was gonna say is, you mentioned like caring for elderly. Like, if for example, if my mum was like 70, and she was just by herself, I get it.
Yeah.
I would live with my mum. That would make sense. But if your parents are in their 50s or 60s, they're healthy, they're okay. You've got other siblings living there as well. I don't know. I don't feel like you can still support your parents and live away from them. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I hear you. Even if it means like living like one street away, or
Yeah, like you can.
if you're driving like 10 minutes away, 15 minutes
Yeah,
away.
you can all still live in the same town, but I
Yeah.
just feel like I think a big part of marriage is having your own place together.
Yeah, being
I feel like it
comfortable.
also connects the both of you, like you and
Yeah,
your spouse.
yeah.
Because like
I
this is a
suppose you got-
whole new partnership.
Yeah.
Like you have you're comfortable in your family and you've got those connections, but like
Agreed.
you've brought a whole new person, a whole new connection that you've got to like cultivate. It's
Jeez,
crazy.
a whole new world. You know what I mean? You guys are taking it back to Aladdin and stuff. Guys, so sorry, that was a great tangent we went on with that
My
question,
bad.
with that dilemma. No, it was
Yeah,
good.
no,
It was
people
good.
don't come for me like.
Yeah, yeah.
So you better watch yourself.
I know,
better
it's
stand
our
up for him.
So,
Now South Asians are
alright.
gonna start attacking
Trust
you
me,
in the
man.
comments.
One of them's here right now, so
Oh my god!
I'm joking. Alright, this one, when I read this one yesterday, yeah, or whenever it was, yesterday, this one was interesting, man, because I thought to myself, like, wow, like, yeah, anyways, okay, cool. The title is, I don't feel a spark with my fiancé. Looking for responses from mature users only. So,
Oh, it's
yeah,
gonna trigger me, I
anyways, yeah,
can't.
trust
No,
me,
don't
trigger
get me
warning,
angry.
you know what I'm saying?
No, it's-
I'm in my late 20s from a South Asian background and have been engaged for a month now. Whilst talking with my now fiancé, I felt that she met all my religious requirements, so I went ahead whilst ignoring that I don't feel a spark or love for her. Now when I talk to her, I still don't feel anything. That doesn't mean that she's a bad person. I just don't know how I will have a thriving marriage with her without having some solid base of affection. I have talked to girls who rejected me before, and I used to imagine my future with them, like going on holidays, holding hands, etc. But with my fiance, I don't get such a feeling. I don't know if I'm getting cold feet or is it just a signal that we are not a good match.
it's a difficult one.
I would say you're not a good match, in my opinion,
Yeah,
straight
like,
up.
If he's saying that already and it's not even marriage yet,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's not gonna work.
I think a lot of people...
You need to just tell her though.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people really undermine the importance of physical attraction because I feel from the background that a lot of us come from, especially those who obviously are Muslim, we've always got that emphasis on like deen,
yeah.
religion, you know, is she cultured? Is he earning? What
Yeah,
family does he
yeah.
come from? Does he pray? Does she pray? Does she wear? Like there's so many factors, but I feel like the most important one is like, have you even given these two people an opportunity to just like maybe go for a coffee and just like have a chat to see if they've
Yeah.
even got the same values in life? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. Like to me, he's already saying he's got cold feet. There's no point. Like
Yeah.
he can't even imagine liking her. So
Yeah.
there's no point forcing it.
He
But
said
So
that,
opinion,
what did
Kally?
he say about like the relationship not thriving, or he doesn't?
Yeah,
think
he
it's gonna
said
thrive?
thriving.
Yeah.
He said whilst so he said that I felt that she met all my religious requirements, so I went ahead with
Yeah.
ignoring that whilst I don't feel the spark for love for her. Yeah, sorry, here we go.
So it's based on the physical.
I just don't know how I will have a thriving marriage with her without having some solid base of affection.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like, I feel like you need both.
you need
Right?
both. But
you
also,
need to like their personality, and you need to have a physical attraction.
Okay, can I ask a
right?
devil's advocate question?
go on.
dear.
It'd be interesting to get your answers, obviously, the men and women dynamic right now. Do you think it's possible to develop like an attraction
Yeah.
from a physical point of view?
Definitely.
Yeah.
If they've got a banging
People can glow up.
personality.
100%.
Yeah?
People glow
Yeah.
up, man.
And also
Oh my
personality
God,
is
personality
like,
glows you up even more.
yeah, if you're a funny person,
Yeah.
there's it's very easy to like find a
Yeah.
funny person attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even though you don't necessarily start off as finding them attractive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
like
I
I
get
feel
it.
like the spark.
You need
can
time.
come if they've got a great
Develop
personality.
the spark, basically.
Yeah.
What is the spark though? Like guys,
Like
we need
what
to
is
stop.
it? What is the spark?
Like we
Is it
had this
chemicals?
conversation
Is
the
it
other day. Like we
hormones?
had a scenario where this guy was like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was but I'm moving on. But like this guy was like, he was really into this girl. He loved her.
Yeah.
He just got married to her. They've been married for a month, and then he's like to her, yeah, but I don't love her anymore. But then I love her again, and I don't have a spark. And it's like, just stop. Like It's confusing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like love, if we're honest, like true love that, you know, the Prophet ﷺ had, and like if we really think about it, that comes after marriage when you really like get to know someone. I feel like you can be infatuated with someone, you can like them.
You
You can be lust, you can be attracted to them.
All
But like real true love, I'll
Big
be
words
honest.
getting thrown.
Yeah.
Left
You know
hooks and right hooks.
Like
you
the
know what I mean?
chemicals are chemically.
Yeah, the
chemicals, especially.
The chemicals.
Honestly, people are going off chemicals.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
but
real,
like
for
that
real.
real stuff comes after marriage. But you need to have some sort of like a
Yeah,
foundation
from a
of
foundation,
attraction.
yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
awkward.
In a way, though, it's kind of good that he's recognized it from now because he still has the opportunity to be
Yeah.
like, yo,
No.
sister of Islam,
Yeah.
sorry about
So
that.
Like, it would have been worse if he'd married her and then did this.
You know, when the brother
That's
asks a very
even
good
worse,
question type
yeah.
of Zakir Night ones. But guys, I'm going to hit you with a banging one-liner that I heard years ago. You not ready?
Go on.
You wanting a sign is a sign.
Mind
drop.
blown. You
Mic drop.
wanting a sign as a sign.
Have you heard that? Have you heard that?
No, but you have to elaborate on it because I've
Yes,
never heard that.
I didn't make it up. I just saw it.
So
you,
me
you wanting a sign is
a sign.
a sign.
Valid,
So it's
valid
like
if you
want-
think about it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Like I've never had a sign to question whether I'm lit. So do you get what I mean? You know what I'm trying. I've never had a sign to question if my trim is wavy. So
Questionable. I'm joking.
Whoa.
No, I'm joking. Joking.
thank you guys. See
I'm
you
joking,
next
I'm
time. But have you never heard that quote?
No, but
Yeah.
that's smart. That's so
I mean,
true.
I don't know. I personally don't. I think it's cap because there's bare things that you can have wanting a sign on
Yeah.
and it's
But I get the logic of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's keep
Especially
quiet.
if it's like relationship wise. I feel like if you know you want someone and then it's just mad toxic and like every time like you're asking Allah, please show me the ways this person for me, but you know deep down
deep
it's
down they're
toxic.
not.
Yeah, them ones there. Yeah.
Like, that is a sign.
I also feel like again more tangents, but that's what this podcast is for, right? I feel like so many people like rely, which you should always rely on God, of course. So many people like they go, wake up to Hajjud and Nafil and prayers and etc., and they're making so many du'as. But it's just like sometimes the prayer that you're making, the answer's already there.
Yeah.
You're just having a hard time accepting it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
valid.
Would you guys
I
feel that?
agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that.
I agree.
Like, it's sad if you're having to do like, if you're having to do desperate tactics to ask for signs and to ask for help. If you're asking for help, I just feel like that's a sign in itself.
Yeah, goes back to my
Is it,
famous
especially if a
one-liner.
situation is unhappy.
You asking for a sign is a sign.
Yeah, them ones there.
Get out.
Get out of
But then
here.
at the same time, they say things that I've never like properly done it myself. I don't know if you guys can speak on it, but like istikhara prayers and stuff like that. If you've got a specific niyat and like a specific thing that you're trying to get an answer from, I feel like obviously not everyone who watches this will be Muslim. So there's a specific prayer. Is it a prayer or can you do it in other forms like through a dua?
it's a prayer,
Is it a prayer?
It's
Yeah.
a prayer
it's a
plus
prayer.
dua.
Yeah, and then if you want a sign on something, you can basically it helps you get the answer by through God's guidance, of
Sometimes.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. All right then. Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
No.
Before, I just wanted to quickly say,
Sure.
Alright, go on.
before my point leaves my head. You know, for example, like if it's, what you were saying, the sign is the sign. If you're asking for the sign, it's a sign, right?
I definitely didn't say that, but yeah.
Yeah.
The sign
That's
was the
that's
sign.
nice.
The
That's
sign
a
is the sign.
sign.
The sign is the
Sign's not
sign.
really
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sign.
No, I get what you're saying.
No,
you wanting a sign is a sign.
It's a sign, yeah, but also like it's like what's compelling someone to go that extra mile? Like what's the shit situation that they're in, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I just find that in like a spousal relationship type of thing, like if people aren't dealing, because I said this in the podcast this week, if people aren't isolating the problem as something external that's coming in to try and like mess them up, and that they're supposed to like basically tackle that problem together, then the whole thing's gonna fall apart, isn't it? Because then what you start doing after is like pointing the finger, no, you're the problem, or I'm the problem,
Yeah,
and people become
yeah.
defensive, and then the attitudes are changing. So I feel like you have to go at the problem as opposed to go at each other.
Yes.
Do you know
Spot
what I mean?
on. Wow, you should be an agony aunt. Like people should come to
She
you
is.
and you got, of course, you should start a podcast and people should send you dilemmas,
Innit?
guys.
I know,
I
right?
think you do so well.
Hodo Kally
That's what I'm
helps.
saying.
Yeah, nah, have like a newspaper column,
Like all those
Like
things.
Phoebe from Charmed.
For real.
Phoebe
Oh my
from-
god.
I'm an empath. I'm an empath.
Wait, Phoebe from I thought
Charmed.
you said
Charmed. Did
Friends.
you used to watch Charmed?
If-
I thought when you
You're
said
missing
Phoebe, the
out.
first thing that came to my mind was
From
Friends.
Friends. Oh, sorry.
No.
From Friends.
Yeah.
Friends actually buy
Phoebe
someone.
from-
Charm rings a bell. Is that like?
What, you
is
haven't
that-
seen Charmed?
The Free
No, I was thinking of
Witches.
Sabrina the
No.
teenager. Yeah,
Charmed
okay.
is
Charmed
You know what?
is
Let me just stop
Sabrina
talking.
came first. Sabrina came first. Charmed came after.
Charmed
But
is
Phoebe
so
had a power
lit.
where she could touch you and like instantly
Feel
know
you.
how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, Matty.
And she had a column. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, so she had a column. Okay.
She had a magazine column. I'm a bit worried about my comments on the in-law thing.
What did you say?
It's cool. I'm gonna clip it in a way just to get you cancelled. So.
Oh my God,
you go,
Haider,
guys.
don't do that.
No. That's it, guys. That's how we get views. That's how we pay the bills around here. Nah, I'm joking. All right, next one. You ready, guys?
Go on.
The title is I Need Advice on Intimacy After Nikkah. Salam, everyone. I, 21 female, am getting married next month with my cousin, 27 male, that lives in a different country. I haven't spoken to him in 3 years, but when I last saw him, I liked his character and I thought he was to be a great husband, which is why I decided to say yes. Now, I don't know how to speak with guys, as I'm very shy and generally avoid the opposite gender. Anyways, at work or anywhere except my mehrims, as I want to avoid fitna. But now I'm clueless to how to start a conversation with my future husband after the nikah, as we haven't spoken to each other since, and I'm very nervous as I barely speak my mother language and he doesn't speak English. I don't know how that will go. But I'm really scared as I don't know anything about intimacy and my mum didn't teach me anything or my older sister, nor are they willing to have that conversation with me. I can't ask my sister as it's embarrassing, so hence I'm asking the ummah. Please advise appropriately. How can things be initiated, or do I need to prepare for something? Please let me know and thank you in advance.
Damn.
She not got friends. She used to ask her friends.
So wait, her and her husband don't understand each other.
So she's not even married yet.
Yeah, so she doesn't speak the mother tongue
And he doesn't speak English.
And he's her cousin. And he's her cousin.
Boy.
Definitely South Asian, 100%. Big up. Shout out to my cousins watching. No, I'm joking.
You're really been putting us to the ringer today,
I
aren't
know, right? I feel hot.
you? But
Listen, this isn't
I
a
don't know South
personal.
Asians coming for me
This
today.
isn't a personal attack on the Oversharers podcast. This is.
Haider has basically brought us here.
Basically, it was the first time I went on Reddit yesterday, and these were the questions that I found that I thought were somewhat juicy, and these were kind of new submissions. So, because I don't want to bring up the
these
hot
one,
ones and
that
the
makes sense.
popular ones, because I know you guys have probably maybe covered them. Yeah, but anyways,
Mike,
No,
baby
don't-
girl, I feel bad.
Honestly, I do feel bad.
imagine having
How
a
are we even gonna
relationship via
communicate?
Google Translate. What?
That's awkward.
And
That's
you do
funny
that,
though.
And then he gives it back via Google Translate.
That might be funny.
Yeah.
She might learn the language in that time.
You might learn the language. But forget that. Why does she not have friends to speak with?
Maybe
Like,
she's-
even in sister circles, like, come on. You can
Remember,
like,
come on, you know how the like people
No,
She's
but-
don't
21
have,
though.
But-
people
21,
don't
she's
have
not
big
16.
friendship groups like you.
No, but people have, like, you if she's that religious, Allahumma barak to her, she can go to the mosque.
Yeah.
There can be sister circles, there can be khalagas, there can be like, there's so many ways that you can connect with females. Now, I'm not, if she does have friends, I'm saying, it's easier to have this conversation with your friends than with your mum.
But it depends if that's something that she usually does. Do you know what I mean? Because then going out of your comfort zone to then go to the mosque. Okay, going to the
No, I'm
mosque is
saying
not
if
out of
she's
your
got
comfort zone,
friends.
but going there to find people to speak to about this very embarrassing issue for her is a bit mad. Do you know what I mean? I think she should speak to family.
Her sister said no.
And her mum isn't even willing
And
to
her
have a
mum's not
conversation.
even having a conversation.
I blame her parents, man. That's I'm sorry
deep.
to say
That's
this,
a bit
but
mad.
that's kind
I'm
of I
sorry,
shouldn't say
yeah.
this, but that's kind of shit parenting, man.
At the age of 21 as well.
Especially if
Which
the
is a
child
good
is
thing
now
in some
getting
way.
married, I feel like
Reason.
having a boundary 100%. Having a boundary is definitely something to have as a parent with your child. You don't want to get too free because then they'll start getting all brave.
Yeah.
But I think in a situation like this
This is a very good teachable moment.
that as well, but I think you should YouTube
Just Google it, man.
YouTube it,
Honestly,
Google it.
just
You know what I'm
Google
saying?
it.
Google it.
Because I feel like
It's not that deep.
you know what I'm trying to say. Like there's in life you just need to find the answer.
Like, honestly.
Sometimes you just need to find the answer.
Do you know what I mean? We're all in our beds at night Googling what the hell
Trust
is
me,
this?
yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Like,
I do it.
The
I
other day
think
I
she should
googled
just either
what is
have
Young
a-
Thug's real name. I don't even know why. I just.
oh no.
I'm Googling
Yeah.
symptoms
Oh
every
God, he's gone really.
Oh my God, that's the thing I heard you should completely avoid. If you're feeling ill, that's the
She's
thing.
the biggest hypochondriac.
I'm such a hypochondriac. It's got to the point where I
You're such a
email
what, sorry?
a hypochondriac. I send really mean emails to my GP.
Okay, I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna feel offended now. So,
So it's like,
I'm
you
gonna
know
take
when
that as a
someone's very
personal-
health
No, I'm joking.
conscious, you know.
Like, you know.
No.
No.
Oh, you know when someone's like really health conscious to the point
What's
where
the word?
It's like
hypochondriac.
It's like a phobia.
No, we got to the point once I had to send a Karen email to my GP because I was really upset with the response they gave me, and I just felt like they weren't prioritising this thing. Like,
Sounds crazy.
Oh, no way.
yeah.
What, so you'd start to like...
She's a Karen for the GP, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So like people that have that sort of situation is like anytime something
But I
small
get, like,
happens
now
to
I
them,
feel
they get
bad,
really,
'cause I know
they get
the
really
NHS
anxious
Okay,
about
okay,
it, and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
start googling, thinking they've got mad
Yeah.
symptoms.
No, but now I'm feeling really bad because the NHS is stretched and
yeah,
stuff.
we are.
Like,
We are.
so,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So yeah.
Wait, I didn't know you speak French. Huh?
No, the NHS.
NHS.
Oh, you didn't get what I said.
No.
What?
Oh my god.
French.
Never mind.
No,
guys.
you've got to explain it now because we're gonna look
You
bad.
said-
You're gonna look
Did you
bad.
say
You
we?
said we.
Oh, we.
So, guys, come on,
Stop.
man. Get with the times. Come on, man.
We.
2024 is
Oh
a
my
few
God,
weeks
is that a
away.
joke?
Come on, man.
It's like you say,
I know I
knock,
ain't been
knock.
in the,
Who's
the
there?
studio in 2 months. I'm a bit rusty, but I had to. No, but I think here she's actually got two problems. So the first one is the whole language situation.
Yeah,
I'm not being funny, but you know what I said about the Google Translate thing? Like,
Yeah.
legit, like, bro, how are you going to speak to my man? What do you want for breakfast? She'll be like, 1 sec.
Just want eggs.
And then you want chicken? You know what I'm saying? And then the second
That's
problem
so
would
good.
be, of course, the whole intimacy thing. Because,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough, you know, no one's going to sit you down and give you an A to Z, but there are certain conversations about like, yo, when this happens, when you get married, this is normal.
Yeah.
Expect this reaction. Your body may do this.
Yeah.
This comes from...
But even like ghusl,
yeah.
like they should. I think she needs to approach them from a ghusl perspective. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because like they haven't taught that she has to do ghusl or anything.
Do you know the amount of people that don't know about that? That don't know
Yeah.
about that stuff. It's actually mental. Even people living in the
Crazy.
UK, like there's so many people that don't know about it.
That's
I know.
mad.
Yeah.
It's a bit mad. But you know, guys,
Go Google
like,
it, man.
I want to be devil's advocate about intimacy.
Your turn now. First it was me, then it was Hodo, now it's yourself.
So,
I've actually been
so
quite
when
good
people
this
usually
episode.
think about intimacy,
It's mainly been me, and
yeah,
I've been the waistman this episode.
Yeah.
So I found that when people usually think about intimacy, they usually think about the act of doing, right? But I think intimacy is more than that. I think it's the little things leading up, so the hand holding, the physical affection, the petting, the nice things that people do. That's what builds intimacy,
Yeah.
which
Valid.
eventually leads to better intimacy, right? So I feel like if these two can't even speak the language, can they get on with each other through these non-verbal
They're humans.
intimate things? Do you know what I mean? Do you reckon they can push through
They're
with
humans.
a language barrier? Because do you know
Nah,
what?
I think it's hard. This might be controversial, but I think it'd be harder to push through the language barrier than it would with a physical situation. Because with the physical stuff, like, I guess over time, naturally, you would just get more comfortable with your partner and
Yeah.
try different things and just keep on trying.
Yeah.
But from a conversational point of view, like, you need to be able to communicate.
Yeah,
Like
they can't do that.
even on a basic level, like, hello, good morning, water,
Yeah.
But what
eggs, toast.
What if
You
both
know what
their
I'm saying?
language, love languages is physical touch?
Oh, then it's game over.
It's game over.
Oh,
But can I
imagine
just
it's words
say,
of
yeah?
affirmation. Imagine it's words of
Affirmation.
affirmation. Oh my god! If their love language is words of affirmation and physical touch, game
Pairs.
over.
Oh my
But can I
Oh
just
my
say, yeah,
days.
what if, yeah, what if they could actually do it? Imagine you lot met the love. Okay, imagine you met the love of your life, and he spoke German and no English,
Yeah,
and there was a spark, like they say.
yeah. And
You're
you
not
can
letting
just-
that go.
You know what each other's thinking. Just through
Yeah.
the eyes.
Nah,
No,
that
I
couldn't
think it'd
man.
work.
No,
I
there'd
think-
have to be like a bare minimum, like level 1 foundation of
okay.
communication. Like, hi, hello, you
No, but
okay?
if he wanted to, he would learn
Yeah.
English.
If she
Yeah,
cared as
yeah.
well,
What's
she
that?
would
What's
learn.
that whole thing? If he wanted to, he would.
Yeah.
Well, how do we
Is
feel
that
about that,
valid?
guys?
Do you think, guys, that's a thing
Listen,
for
I'm gonna
guys?
let you guys answer first because
No,
we're
we
having a
wanna
lot of
know.
controversial opinions today. What's your opinion on if he wanted to, he would?
I think that's
I think
valid.
it's valid.
Yeah. I
Really?
think if a guy wants to marry you, he will do it. Or
Oh
it's not even marriage.
I'm talking in general. If he wanted to, he would.
Yeah, I think he would though. If you
Yeah.
cared enough about someone,
Yeah.
you would do it. It's like the same respect. It's like if I wanted something good for my friend and I wanted to like quickly get her something, I would do it. I
Do you not think it's a bit of a flawed statement though?
Oh,
No.
explain.
So
But
when I
explain-
say-
that's why I want to know what you
Alright,
think.
so when I hear the term "if he wanted to, he would," the first thing that comes to mind is the basis of if a man is interested enough in you and he loves you enough and likes you enough, he will do whatever it takes, right? Is
Valid.
that's am I on the right
Yeah.
am I on the right page?
Yeah.
Okay. My kind of
Go on, be a waste man of I.
objection. Come on, G. Wasteman of the year. The award goes to No Blind Spots. I just think that phrase has poisoned a lot of our young sisters. I'll tell you why. Okay, I'm not gonna be a total like dick about it, because there's sometimes certain situations that a man wants to do something, but he's just not in the position to, or he's got other priorities. For example, let's say a man just graduated and he's found the love of his life, but he's just got his first grad role, and it requires him to like spend a lot of time and focus on work. Now she might take that as, "Rah, my man's neglecting me and he's not giving me much time." And
But if you communicated that,
if he wanted to, he would.
But if you communicated
No, but what if
that,
I said,
though, if you said, this is what the girls only want, a direct, clear line of communication. Now, if you said, I've just graduated, this is my plan, this is what I want for us, this is what the goal is for us, and this is when I want to get married.
With genuine conviction.
That is what it means.
You got me
if
there,
you want to
Chief.
do it,
You
do
got
it.
me there. I haven't got a rebuttal to that, sorry.
Oh my God.
Should we just end the episode?
Bye-bye.
You got me.
Hallelujah.
We got it.
1-0 to you guys. 1-0 to you guys. Alright, should I just end the episode here then? Because now I've got nothing to say. Anyway,
drop.
moving on, editing that bit out. So that
Can
embarrass me.
I ask you a question?
Please.
Before you start.
Sure.
A lot of our listeners struggle with meeting good Muslim men.
Okay.
Where do they find them?
Library.
Boom.
No, I'm chatting breeze.
Oh.
Okay. I thought that was a good idea, you know. You might.
No. I mean, you could do, but that's a joke. Where can you find good?
We get that a lot.
Yeah, they're always asking.
Alright, honestly, this is my honest answer. If someone like who I knew personally was trying to get married, a sister was trying to get married, and they'd ask me that, I would say go through like the community in the sense of the designated auntie, the mosque having the mingling events. I feel like when you do it through that way, that's probably the best way.
Yeah.
But I will say this, because I've never done that myself, I can't. I'm gonna be real. Like, I've never done it through like, you know, like
I don't think any of
a
them
group
have,
chat thing where you make a
yeah.
CV and send it. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a thing in your culture. Do you not have that in your culture? So
Yeah,
when you make marriage
yeah,
CV,
yeah.
so marriage CVs are quite big in the South Asian culture. I don't know if it's popular in the Arab culture. If any Arab people are watching this, let me know in the comment section right now. But I don't know, like, this is gonna sound controversial. I'm not necessarily picking this up. You're grinning at me already. But like, you could even find the love of your life on like
on the bus. No, we get it.
that as well. But I was gonna say like in your IG DMs or like on Twitter or something.
Oh, that's not controversial.
Sure, that's
No,
alright.
a lot of people won't like me saying that. I'll be real.
They don't
Why?
like.
No,
So
I-
how else are you gonna meet unless it's social media?
Because the thing is,
do you
naturally people would say, "Oh, Muslim dating apps,"
Oh,
but
that's
I think they, from what I've heard, from what I've seen through friends, etc. I've heard so many bad stories about
a
Muslim
lot.
dating apps.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a name of an app, but there was one particular really famous one that was like actually no, it's too big. Never mind. Let's just
Yeah. No,
I
but we get you.
I got invited to like this big event that they were having, and they were really trying to get me to come, sort of thing. And I was just a bit like obviously from a PR point of view, maybe like it might be like a bit of bants and footage and free dinner or something, like snacks or whatever. But I was like, I'm not gonna lie, the premise of what you guys are like, what happens on this app and platform, I don't know if I can be a fan of it, in my opinion. So I just kindly left it in the requests. Do you get me? But yeah, what do you think, bro? Where's a good place to find? But are you saying specifically Muslim men? Yeah.
Yeah, because like a lot of the girls that we have,
Oh,
they're
your
all
audience,
they're mostly
What do you
Muslim and they
reckon?
want to get married.
I reckon the same. They don't necessarily chill somewhere.
Yeah.
Like if you go through the
There's
Chill
not-
some.
there's
You
not a
don't flock
spot-
together
there's
then,
not-
yeah?
What'd you say?
you go
You
through the parents, they ask you, you say you're ready to get married,
Yeah.
and then they tell you, oh, this girl's good, we know this about her.
Yeah, that's good. And plus, if it comes through like an elder, you've got that element of assurance. Like,
Yeah.
I've, this so-and-so auntie that we've known 15, 20 years, she's co-signed it. So she's kind of like,
But don't you feel like, now I'm going to be a little devil's advocate now.
oh, again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bring it on.
It's my last time, I promise, yeah. But don't you feel like that even if she's co-signed it and you get, is the person that you're meeting, how can I explain this?
Like, they're not
Like
really being
It's not their real personality.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's like their best version of themselves.
Yeah.
The best version.
It's like you've got to get to know them, no?
No, but would that not be the same if, like, for example,
Valid.
I slid into someone's DMs and I managed to like get a first date, and I
True,
got a
everyone
fresh trim,
does,
I put on my nice
Yeah,
outfit, I
true,
put on
true,
nice
true.
perfume.
It's true, everyone's
met them
doing up
in-
theatrics.
Yeah, them ones there. I feel
Yeah.
like what I would say is
I don't know,
it's
we're
more
more
about the
awkward.
questions, and it's more
Yeah.
about like
The intention.
I feel like one thing I would say is this year, from a man's point of view, if I was let's say hypothetically, I've gone on a date, and on the first date, I can tell this woman is to not, like, she's asking me the right questions, and I'm getting a bit shook. Let's say I had bad intentions, and she's asking me the right stuff, like, yo, listen, I don't do this. Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Like, you may think to yourself, oh, I don't want to come across keen, but it's like your approach is everything. If you approach it from a point of view like, yo, listen, man, like, if you're just trying to do your thing, then you know, like, peace be with you, sort of thing. Like, go and do it. But I just need to know, like, what this is what I'm trying to do, and this is where I'm trying to be in the next 12, 18, 24 months. Like, what are you saying? And if you get like a vanilla answer back, like, yeah, I just want to go with the flow and let's just see, and I'm not even saying that if a guy says that, he's a bad guy. I just feel maybe that will give you a pretty. But
you're not aligned then, because you don't want the same things.
Do you know, a lot of the time when women like first meet a potential for the first time, they usually know, their intuition tells them whether or not this person is someone that they're going to continue pursuing. Do you feel like men get an intuition thing like the first time they meet someone? From first time they meet a woman.
What the intuition of knowing that they want to pursue them? For sure.
Really?
For sure. There might be some occasions where you'd feel a bit like, I really like her looks and her vibes lit, but I might need to meet her a few more times to really see if we match. But that's more on a compatibility level. But if you're asking at the foundation sort of level of like, do I want to pursue having these conversations and seeing this person in that way, that in quote marks, then for sure, yeah. Well, I'm speaking from experience.
That's really nice.
I'm speaking from experience. Yeah.
So, ladies, what does that tell us? If
they have intuition too.
If he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to,
basically, you've just got to call the episode that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for real. The title of this one is "What Should I Do?" My husband is still in a group chat with his college friends that has 2 females in it. He has not left the group chat and he still texts on the group. I'm not sure if I should confront him and tell him that I don't feel comfortable with this, as I'm not in the group as I'm not in any groups with the opposite gender or any college group chats. He left college 5 years ago, so it makes no sense for him to still be in the groups. What should I do?
Depends how active that group chat is. Because I'm in a lot of dormant group chats.
Me too.
Okay.
That just don't.
But the sound of it looks like it's active. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't care.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 years.
No, but you can still
you can still chat to people from uni.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like it's uni.
And it's a group chat. If he started talking to the girls outside of the group chat, I'd be concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know what. It depends on also the contents of the conversation as well.
Yeah.
If it's just a catch up, then I think that's fine. Or if it's like he's up until 5 o'clock in the morning texting the group chat, then that's like
you gotta get your priorities straight.
Yeah, man. Go get a job, bro. You know what I'm saying? How would you feel? How would you guys feel if your husband?
I wouldn't be triggered by that.
Nah.
It depends on how much he's prioritising this group chat over me. That's when it's.
I think for her, by the sound of the question,
I think it's the intention behind it.
I think it's the fact that just merely the fact that there is there are females in the group. I think that seems to be her problem more than what is the conversation.
Yeah. I think it's their understanding that if they both agreed that we're never gonna speak to the opposite gender or like be near the opposite gender, and that's the agreement that they've had, and she's stuck to it, but obviously he's clearly hasn't, then I can see why she's annoyed.
Okay.
The other thing I would say is, I don't know, like to me it's like over time, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be like, why are you in this group chat? Like, you don't even chill with these people. Like, do you know what I mean? If he doesn't chill with them like that, then it'll be like, okay. But if they're saying to him, come out now, let's all chill together, and then there's 2 girls there, that would be triggering.
It's been such a long time, we haven't seen you. How are you? Like, they only invite out him, but not his wife.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
That's
the wife has to
I'm coming with you.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do feel
I don't think she needs to make a big deal out of it, but I think it's a conversation to have.
Yeah.
It depends on their kind of like.
Yeah, I do feel. Sorry, let me just move my leg that side so you can stretch as well. So I feel like having that level of boundary and that conversation of knowing what your partner may or may not like. Like, for example, I've known people in the past where they've gotten into relationships, and this is from like my male friends, and they've literally deleted every single woman. Like, I'm talking from A to Z on their social media, but then when they broke up with that person,
it's like they're back on.
Yeah, I'm like,
following every single one.
I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, like, you did it with I don't know, you kind of did it with the wrong intention then, because it's like, you can still have someone on social media and still have respect for your relationship. I know a lot of women may not agree with me right now. If you're doing that buddy and you're having phone calls and little gossip sessions, then that's definitely weird.
Yeah.
But like, just purely having someone on socials, I don't think it's the end of the world, in my opinion.
It's not a huge problem. It's only a problem if they somehow like transgress. Certain bounds. You know what I mean? If there's a conversation or they've reached out to you or whatever, it's about your interaction with them. That's when it becomes a bit techie. But if they're just there in the background doing nothing, I don't think it's a big issue.
I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on the sort of caliber.
Can I take the baton from you about the devil's advocate? Now this is definitely not part of these dilemmas from on the Muslim Reddit, but can men and women be just friends in your opinion? Because so just before you answer,
I think you can be acquaintances.
I've had this conversation on the pod previously when it was Hate Squid many years ago, and the episode, it was a very like, the comment section was very like divided. So now that, you know, time's gone past and I've got you guys here, what's your take?
Can men and women be friends?
Just friends, yeah.
No.
I don't think so. I think as a married person as well,
yeah,
I don't think it's right for me to be friends with a male. But I can have acquaintances.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I can be cordial with you, but hi, if we see each other regularly,
Okay.
hello. But I wouldn't go out of my way to one-to-one, you know, chill with
Like
you
have
by
a coffee or
myself
something
or
like
have a
that.
coffee.
Yeah.
Or a catch
Yeah.
up. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's appropriate if you're married. If you're not married, I also personally feel like the longer you're friends with someone, one of you is going to catch feelings. I'm just saying.
Really?
It's the truth. Someone is always going to catch feelings.
Listen,
if you've got a 10-year relationship, I'm telling you, someone's always going to catch feelings.
A 10-year relationship? What do you mean?
10-year friendship. Like, if
Okay.
you've been friends with someone for a very long time,
Yeah.
and you are besties,
And you're saying
I think someone's always gonna catch
besties.
feelings.
You're like, that's a bit of an extreme thing.
but if you're like in a big group and there's guys and girls, yeah, of course you can like, there can be friendships.
You have to define
what you mean by
what you
friends.
mean by a friendship between a man and woman, because if it's a friendship between a girl and a girl, those friendships are very intimate. They're very
Yeah.
deep. Like we hang out with each other
Yeah,
a lot. We disclose loads of personal
yeah.
information to each other.
For sure.
We have each other's backs. We do a lot for each other. Do you know what I mean?
So if they have that type
that-
of relationship with a
another
guy,
man,
Yeah.
I
someone's
think
gonna
some
be
catch
in love.
feelings. Yeah, someone's gonna be in love. But if it's like a distance friendship where you're like, you know, people that you know, you're not that close, but like you're cool.
Like, for example, someone you may have studied with or worked
Yeah,
with.
like you can be cool
Okay,
with them. Like
okay,
that's an
cool,
acquaintance. You know them.
No, it's really interesting because whenever I see these conversations happen, I know that these are like typical like ethnic minority podcast conversations about who should get the bill and
yeah.
you know,
What's the meher like?
the meher conversation. You know, let's not even open that. You know, about you know, should women pay on the first? You know, all that kind of like cringy.
No,
like,
they
like-
shouldn't.
like, that's just obvious. Agree, they shouldn't. Yeah, they should pay all of it. Sorry. No, I'm missing. But I do feel like I lost my trail of thought now. What were we saying?
Men and
Men
women.
and women
Finding
friends.
friendships.
Yeah, I feel like it's such an interesting conversation because from what I remember having this conversation a few years ago on camera, I feel like it all depended on that person who's commenting on their background. Because like there's people that I may know who are women who I can put money down and say I've never seen them in that way, and I would. It's not been that. But then, as I've gotten older, what you said, you hit the nail on the head. Like naturally, like the way men and women are designed, like that's why you should avoid spending time alone, especially you know.
If you're like in a
If you-
bestie formation,
100%.
someone's
I'm
definitely
completely-
catching feelings.
Yeah,
I'm
at least
against
if there's
that,
acts of service there.
Yeah.
If you're feeling vulnerable one day and this man is nice to you,
comforting
not that I'm
you.
saying women are that shallow
Yeah,
to like
but-
fall in love with someone.
But this is the way. It's all about how men and women are.
Yeah.
Like someone's gonna catch feelings. But honestly, it depends on the nature of the friendship.
Yeah.
If it's an acquaintance, if it's a work colleague, if it's a school friend from X amount of years ago, you can be friends, but it's not really like.
Yeah.
It's not a true friendship.
It's not a friendship.
though,
It's
yeah.
more like I just know my
It's
man.
an acquaintance.
I know this person
Yeah,
from
maybe once upon a
2015, 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, and if you
Like,
see
we
them,
were at
sorry.
uni, when we were at uni, maybe we were a bit closer, but now
Yeah,
we're not.
yeah,
but we're
yeah,
still
for sure, for
friends,
sure.
But it's not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, for sure. I'm on the same page as you guys in the sense of like, if it's a more of like a, you know, you just have each other on socials, but that's just kind of the limit. And I studied with her, or I worked with her 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and we're just cool, and it's just hi, hello now.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like, we don't talk privately, we don't meet up or anything. Then
That's
I feel,
fine.
yeah. Then I feel like that's not something to like really delve that deep into. Like I don't.
That's why it's dangerous to have work husbands and work wives. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Oh my, we need another episode on that.
I'm telling you.
You know, work husband or what? Yeah, that's a.
It's mad out here.
If I found out my missus had a work husband,
Would it not blow you?
brother, ring ponder PIA. Yeah, do you know what PIA is? Do you guys know what PIA is?
No.
Pakistani International Airlines.
No
Oh,
way.
what?
Direct flight, Islamabad,
I thought it meant
Lahore.
police.
Yeah,
What are
yeah,
you trying
yeah.
to send her back for?
Nah, I'm chatting. I'm going with her. What are you talking about?
No.
Nah,
Oh, you're both going?
I'm chatting breeze because that would never happen, inshallah.
No, it won't.
God
Guys,
forbid.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Before we round up the episode, chat to me, man. 2024 in a couple weeks. Obviously, I know you guys are taking a break now for about a month.
Yeah.
A little annual leave from the
Little
podcast.
annual leave.
What
We're
can
looking
what can
forward
we
to
expect
it.
from you guys in 2024? Inshallah.
Oh, can we reveal?
Sound effects.
No, it's gonna be good. We've got a special guest coming up. Haider, if you want to come on the podcast, come through. We've got special
Let me
guests.
know when you're ready, man. Let me know when you're
inshallah.
ready, inshallah.
We've got live show coming up. Hopefully, we haven't put it
Swear,
out
mashallah.
yet.
You guys have
though.
done them before, right?
Yeah, we did one.
This year.
What was that like?
It's crazy. It's fun.
Yeah. How many people came?
It's like 200, I think.
Wow, that's a big turnout, mashallah, man.
I know.
One goal I had, and I still have to this day, is when I started podcasting in 2019. I said,
Should do it.
inshallah, one day, when the time's right, I don't want to rush
Inshallah,
anything,
Yeah.
just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Like just make merch for the sake of it or something.
Yeah.
I've always said, I'd love to, inshallah, have a like put on a live show one day.
No.
Yeah,
It'll be good.
definitely. Yeah, but sorry, you were saying 2024.
So yeah, hopefully we're gonna have live shows coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Mhm.
We've got good things coming.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
There's loads of fun things in the pipeline. Like we want to do more events with
Yeah,
like the
for the
girls.
girlies.
Yeah.
We just want to like mingle more. I
Yeah.
guess, with the audience.
No, I love that,
Yeah.
guys. I love that. And of course, you guys are, inshallah, planning to make it full time as well.
Inshallah.
Speaking that into
inshallah.
existence, I pray it happens for you guys.
Inshallah.
I know we got acquainted recently, but your
Oh.
energy is
Oh.
what's the word? Infectious. You know, you guys have got
Oh, we
lit
love
energy.
that.
It
We
makes
love
sense
that.
why you guys are doing so well. And
So
I know,
do you, so do you.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'll
He
say it
need-
on camera.
He needs compliments.
Your energy is amazing.
We love your energy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it goes
Mashallah.
without saying, you guys, if you guys ever need anything from me, don't shout me because I'm not gonna answer
Not
the
gonna
phone. Nah, I'm not joking. If you guys need anything, I'm always here. And last but not least, where can the people find you on socials, guys? What platforms are you guys on? Like, plug yourself.
Everywhere.
So we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Apple, Spotify,
The whole
Amazon,
shebang, the whole
like
sh-
The
all
whole
the
shebang.
audio
Yeah,
places,
yeah.
all the audio platforms.
So
So
yeah.
find it at Oversharers Podcast.
I love that, guys.
We
Thank you
appreciate you
again, and my
guys.
people, thank you for tuning into another episode.
Yay.
Peace.